Hi everyone, it's Kasia from Tarot Map, and I just went crazy, so I thought I have to record it as a proof, right? That I'm tarot and oracle just mad. So I received this Living Altar Oracle deck. It's an oracle and spell deck for the Radical Witch. It's a beautiful deck, and it's not a review of this deck, okay? I was just staring at those cards because I've done even some like spell work with some of them, and I am checking those out. I just received them. These are the spell cards, and these are the rest of the cards. It's really a beautifully made deck. The cards are really big, okay? They're huge. It's kind of like a wheel of the year deck with moon phases, with autumn, spring, what are they, with seasons, with like qualities of, like growing young, like the young, the child, the young adult, expression, creativity, and so on and so on. So it's really amazing. Kind of simple, but also the cards don't maybe look so simple. The artwork is really multi-layered, and the girls who did this deck, here they are. It's by Kiki Robinson. It's by Kiki Robinson and Ilva Mara Radziszewski, and they at the Living Altar on Instagram as well. You can check them out. I really enjoy, they kind of witchcrafty work because it just seems solid and I like it. So anyway, what I wanted to share with you, it's what decks I spent like last half an hour picking decks from my collection, and my collection is extensive, right? To think like what decks would go with with this particular deck. So I went a little bit crazy, but bear with me and take a look at some of the decks that I thought would go with this, because I thought of putting maybe picking one of those cards or three of those cards, let's say like this, expression, creativity, young adult, and whatever that keyword brings to me at the particular day, right? Or if I have a question or no. And then I thought of adding maybe a tarot card or oracle card, another oracle card to that keyword to see, for example, what element my creativity would be invested in right now. We have the Six of Feathers here. Young adult brings to mind just a lot of energy, adventure, going out into the forest, leaving my mark somewhere. And again, we have the feather, we have the peacock feather. It's kind of shows a little bit of like spreading the wings and spreading that beautiful tail. With expression, we have Eight of Cups, so add some emotions to this, so I thought of doing something along these lines. So take a look how Margaret Peterson tarot would look with this deck. And my one is a chopped copy. I cut off the frames. I think if it was the large original version with the frames, it would look really amazing together, because also with the size they would be more similar, but it doesn't matter. I think it really goes very well, and it might be quite busy, but at the same time I think it's just pretty cool. So Margaret Peterson, I thought like, yep, I can use this with this deck. And the next one I thought about El Goliath Tarot, and I'm going to show you more cards from the Living Living Altar as well. But look at this, the size-wise beautiful, and then this is just this so colorful, and then the El Goliath adds that black and white contrast, and I thought that looks really, really cool. So I can put a few different cards from the Living Altar, so we see another another way of how these cards could work together. I think that looks pretty cool. Somehow energetically they look nice. Okay, so that was the El Goliath with the living altar. The next one I thought for a change, you know, and something like that it's totally different. So let's put again, there's a midday card. So we have midday, we have full moon, and we have childhood. So you can ask about times, you can ask about different qualities that maybe you need to develop. So here's the inner compass cards, and these are very minimalistic cards, okay? So I thought, like, how would they look with that kind of seemingly really busy cards? And I think that looks pretty spectacular, actually. These guys give a little bit more of, you know, breath and space, and add to the busyness of the living altar deck, and I think that's pretty cool. I actually really love this this coupling. So that was the inner compass cards, and I actually did only a video on Instagram. I'm going to do a review of this deck on YouTube as well, because I actually really like it. Then I thought, you know, of something like the Shimmering Veil Tarot. I think it's, you know, I love this deck, and it's very elemental. So I thought, oh, that should be looking really good when it comes to feel, because these feel really elemental as well. So let's maybe take this off now and just use some new ones. So here we have autumn, and there's intention and adult. All right. So, and if we go with the Shimmering Veil now, we have this beautiful Fool, the Hierophant, and here is like the Two of Swords. I think that looks cool. What do you think? Tell me in the comments which combinations you actually think work really well. So here we had the Shimmering Veil Tarot by Sheila Conway, which is amazing and goes really well with this deck vibe-wise. And then I thought of the Shamanic Dream Tarot, because it's also a very abstract deck, and I think it's going to be amazing. Also, the size-wise, the cards look really well together. And if you like what I'm doing, you might also enjoy my creative tarot class, where there is a deck extravaganza, and I'm also sharing different ways of how you can work with many decks in one reading. You can take a look at this class on my website, and there's a direct link below in the description box. But take a look at that. I think that's pretty awesome how they look. Wow, they're really cool. We add a few different... I really love it. That's pretty cool. I think that gives me like total like inspiration vibes. I actually dig this too. So for now, I think I really love the Shimmering Veil. I love the inner compass cards. I love this Dream Dust Shamanic Tarot. And how about this crazy deck, the Abyssal Tarot? I don't know how many of you have this deck. It's a very kind of strange deck, dreamlike deck. The images of this deck are a little bit evocative sexually, but also, you know, the pictures were taken underwater, so everything is a bit like out of this world. It's a bit all over the place. So let's see, take a look at that. So some of the images are very, like, you don't know what's on them. Some are quite like intense. But in general, I really like this deck. And it's maybe a hard deck to read because it's so, but it's something about this deck that I'm really really enjoying. So I think that also goes quite well with the kind of rawness of this, you know, living altar deck. And then I thought another one would be maybe the Stunning Tarot. I have the first edition because it's so witchy, and this deck feels really witchy. So this one is really bold, you know, the Stunning Tarot is really bold on color, and it just gives this oomph. But we can see, I think it looks pretty cool, and actually just energetically also feels well. Like it goes well with the other deck, with the Living Altar. I don't know what you guys feel, but I quite like it actually. So that was the Stunning Tarot. And let's give you some more cards from the Living Altar. I'm just picking them, you know, totally random. Celebration, Fire, and Cleansing. Ooh. Another one I thought is this Everyday Tarot by who's it by? By Don Zichko. I don't know if you know this deck. I have done a review of it, so if you're interested to see more, please do, because it's also a multi-layered photographic deck, which I'm usually not too drawn to photographic decks, but this one is actually pretty cool. And I thought it gives a nice kind of focus to those big cards. So I actually love how they both go together. Nice, nice. I do like it. So Everyday Tarot and the Living Altar Oracle. That's a good fit in my opinion. Another one which you probably won't be able to try out, but it's the Ocean Dry Tarot by Colin, and this deck doesn't really exist yet. He will be probably doing a Kickstarter, I think this year, I'm not sure yet, but he sent a few review copies to us in the community, and it's a pip deck, and it's a totally kind of rechanged tarot deck. The majors are changed, it's the all new system, but I actually really love it. And because it's a color scope that you get in this deck, I think it looks really beautiful together with the Living Altar. And if you just take a look at some of the, you know, cards that I'm putting together, I think you agree that both of this deck just look incredible together. So I think this is an awesome feat with the Ocean Dry Tarot and the Living Altar Oracle. And you can make stories out of these, you know. So if we just get another something, so there's Sunrise, there's Identity, and Sunset. Oh, interesting. Actually, this new deck that has arrived yesterday, the Journey to Enlightenment Tarot, I thought maybe, you know, maybe that's a little bit too crazy because it's quite a busy deck. But actually, it looks kind of cool together as well. So if I just put, you know, some of these cards together, like, yes, it is a touch full on, but somehow in a weird way it works, in my opinion. But yeah, I would love to hear what do you think. So this was the Living Altar and the Journey to Enlightenment Tarot. And what else do I have here? I have two more or three more. So another one I thought would look great will be the Dust to Onyx Tarot. Oops. So I don't know, let's see, I'm not sure about this one, but I think it looks pretty nice. Yeah, oh, it does go well. Dust to Onyx is kind of has always this kind of blackish background, and it is colorful, but it doesn't have like millions of color. Like it's mostly that kind of darker tone to it, even if there is a lot of color. And I think that looks wonderful together. Sorry for the light here, it's just like very bright, but wow, yeah, wow, actually that looks amazing. So Dust to Onyx and the Living Altar, yes, in my opinion, really cool. I actually picked good decks, guys. I also thought, you know, of those, the soul cards might go nicely. Let's just give it a go and see if this is true. Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. What do you think? I think that looks really great. Yeah, soul cards. I love these decks. Okay, so soul cards. And with soul cards you can go really intuitive. And then for some weird reason, I wanted to check the Star Child. So I know it's a totally different, but like there is some of the pinkish cards. Well, let's just pick some. So there's Death. We can pull green one, maybe Catalyst. What else can we pull? Maybe Solitude. Or like Spring. So let's take some out. So let's leave Spring, Death, and oh, there's one, Rebirth. What do you think? I picked pink because I thought it might go nicely with Star Child. This is not the Akashic Star Child, but it has still quite a lot of light colors. So let's just see if it's going to pick up. Because this is such a earthy kind of deck, and this is a total opposite, but for some reason I thought maybe it will look nice. Okay, let's take a look. What do you think? Well, it's not as bad as it could have been. I think it actually goes okay. Maybe energetically it's kind of quite like a stretch, but at the same time it's kind of like opposites attract, you know, it kind of grows on me when I use these two. Maybe not too bad. What do you think? This is, I think, my last deck that I picked for those combos. Actually, there is also the Jess's deck, you know, the Story Medicine Tarot, and I think that's also pretty cool, a pretty cool combo. And let's see, because it's quite shamanic and it's really, you know, like vivid, and it stands out. It has like really beautiful messages. And here, for example, with Rebirth, you know, there's this I am remembering, and it just gives this sense of like coming out to the light, you know, this rebirth. There's this, you know, Death and Full with Portal. It's really cool. Oh, this one, it's really amazing, like earth element, but it's I protect my vision from fear and doubt. So in some way, I think that's pretty okay. I like it. It looks good. Yep. So the Story Medicine and even the first Story Medicine and the Animal Woman, I think they both will go really well. So, well, I hope you enjoyed it. The review of Living Altar Oracle will come at some point. I just couldn't wait to share those combos with you, because I really think it just made me, you know, go, woo, what should I add? So I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know which combos you pick as your favorite, and maybe you have some other, you know, combinations that you think would, or other decks that you think would go nicely with the Living Altar. And I'm going to figure out how I'm going to use the cards so it kind of works okay for me and the way I read. And yeah, let's just take a look here. So thanks for watching, and I'm waiting for your comments. Bye.